Hello, thank you for coming to my channel. This is Unbounded Play. This is going to be our number 2 in our adventures in Pokopia. Our attempt today, and it may take a while for us to get there, is to get the Pokopia shop up and running. So right now you can kind of see that it's still in disarray. One of the things that you do need to do in order to get that started for your Pokopia shop is to create your first house for yourself, and there'll be a celebration with the professor and all of your Pokemon that are in the valley, and they'll celebrate your building your very first house. And once you complete that and the celebration, you'll receive a flag, and the professor will hand you that flag. So you just need to go over to your house like I am here and grab your flag that he's given you, and we're going to put that on the top so you can see where it says set out. So we're going to set it out so that we have our flag on the top. Congratulations, it is now official. This is your house, and from now on, each day of your life here, it will begin in this house. So if you could place furniture of your choosing to arrange your home. You can even live together with another Pokemon. You can also select return home on the plus menu for the Switch to come back to your home. This is really comes in handy in case you get lost on your adventures. You can always come back home and press the plus sign on your remote for your Switch. We've placed the flag on our house, and so this should give us the opportunity to be able to buy the build kit for the Pokopia. Sorry, the Pokopia shop. So let's go ahead down and see if we can go ahead and buy our Pokopia shop from the PC system. So the professor is going to want to have a chat about the building, waiting for that to be put back together. And he's very excited that you've gone ahead and added more plants and things are growing, and there's Pokemon that have come back to the, I guess, the valley. So the Pokopia Center is something that the professor would like us to put back together. I would like to get that together because it's been kind of driving me crazy that it's still sitting there all in pieces. And the house of yours, you used a building kit. So yes, we did use a building kit, and we'll need to go ahead and buy the building kit for the Pokopia Center, or Pokemon Center. Obviously, you'll need supplies to put the Pokemon Center back up together, and you'll also need the help of quite a few of your Pokemon to help put this back together. We'll find out as we go along how long that's going to take. Some of my builds have taken a little bit of time for the little house to be built. We can get the Pokemon Center building kit from the PC shop, and be sure to pay a visit from time to time. I sure will, Professor. And this is a very important request underway, this quest to get the Pokemon Center back together, because it's kind of critical in a lot of the things that you're going to do throughout the game that this step needs to be completed. You'll also need certain Pokemon to help with building the Pokemon Center that are also key in advancing to your next levels throughout the game. So let's go ahead on the PC Center. And we're going to go over to shop to go to, I'm at environmental level. And I've generally just been, making my Pokemon happy. And I did build a couple little buildings, but I don't think anybody has gone into them yet. And just generally making everybody happy. So we did complete making our own house first. Make sure that you go through here so you can get more of your coins, so that you can buy more things, and make sure you've completed anything that you've completed, that you've checked those off. We'll go over to the shop, and we're going to buy our Pokemon Center building kit. Just scroll on down, and we're going to find the Pokopia building kit. Here it is over here. It is for 1,000 coins. So let's go ahead and purchase that. Yes, we want to purchase that. So now we have the building is complete, so we can go over to the little box to kind of get the ball rolling for the Pokopia Center to start being built. We can continue doing Pokemon requests. I guess the main thing is there are some other preparations that may be needed before you can actually just go ahead and build your Pokemon Center, because if there are some Pokemon that you haven't been introduced to yet or haven't come to your valley yet, they're still needed. So you're going to need to go find them. Pokemon... The one Pokemon that you're wanting to get is one that has the ability to bulldoze. And I don't have one of those yet. So all the Pokemon that I have do not have that ability. So I'm going to need to go find that. Perhaps a rocky cave. He's wanting us to go look in a cave to see if we can find a Pokemon that can do some bulldozing. So Squirtle has approached us. He wants to go through this area over here. So this might have something to do with a cave area that the professor was discussing, so that we can find a Pokemon that does some bulldozing. So we'll go ahead and head down this path, and we're going to knock out some of these rocks so we can get to an area that may be considered a cave. So let's go down here and we'll go check it out. We've knocked out all of those rocks, so we're on the other side, which kind of has a water area. And it looks like there's a cave area. Squirtle's really happy with the area, but he's not real crazy about the cave over there, so we'll need to adventure over there maybe on our own. And Squirtle said that, I guess the professor had mentioned that caves could have mushrooms in them that we can also get. But it is kind of spooky. He thinks that it's spooky. But we'll take a look and see if we can't go down into there and find some mushrooms. Looks like we have been introduced into a new Pokemon. So a Driftloon. There seems to be going on a nice little stroll. Maybe they can help us when we go into the cave. And they kind of help with signposts for spirits, spooky stuff, strange stuff. So maybe we should have them follow along in case we need their assistance when we go over into the cave. The Driftloon requested its habitat, which is 3 campfires. And she wants those campfires to be over where the rest of the Pokemon are. So she doesn't want to be secluded away from. So let's go ahead and check out the cave. Oh, the moon makes me hungry for some reason. Let me see if I can get you something. Or maybe I'll give you something after we investigate over here. We've been walking around in the cave, and I haven't run into any other Pokemon or signs of other Pokemon. But we're just making our way around here. Of course, I have Driftloon with me just to see if there's anything odd going on. Or anything that they can help us with. There's a door down there, but I haven't been able to get into any of the doors yet. I don't think I'm at a high enough level that I can do that. So I'm not sure I'm even going to bother. Let's go check out what's over here. There's some glowing mushrooms. Oh, someone's shouting out. So let's see if we can figure out who that is. We'll grab... I think that might be somebody on the other side of those rocks. We might need to move those rocks. And possibly our person who does bulldozing can go ahead and help us with the build of the Pokemon Center. So we've gone ahead and knocked out all of these stones, all these rocks, so we could get to whoever is calling us, saying anybody out there. Oh, looks like we found somebody back there. Let me grab these mushrooms. And let's see if we can give them a chat. Oh, it looks like Onyx. Oh, sudden request. He's stuck in there. He's not able to get out because it doesn't allow him to squirm around, I guess, as much. And we need to figure out a way to get out. He could bore straight through the cave. Guess he overslept. Oh, and his muscles are too sore. Well, maybe... Can we feed him? That doesn't seem to work. Best up there in front of you. So this is onyx, rapidly bores through ground at 50 miles per hour. That's amazing. Lots of dirt, stone stuff. And he would definitely help us bulldoze. He has that specialty, and also crushing rock, I guess. It doesn't look like I'm strong enough to hit those holes. I was trying to see maybe if there was a little pocket that he could slide through, but you also have that where he's able to see us. Why isn't he able to slither through there? Even if I did a little hole for him to come through. Maybe I need to go get some help from some other Pokemon to help us get him out of there, because I've gone ahead and knocked a bunch of this stuff out. That doesn't seem to help. And I just end up with the same kind of stone that I'm not able to hit through. So we've gone to the professor with a bunch of the Pokemon to see if we could collaborate with some ideas as to how we can get the Onyx bulldozer out of that little spot. Doing it with water may soften the soil so that we can break it down, but we definitely need someone who can actually make it rain, which is kind of what I've been looking forward to, is a Pokemon that can make rain so that everything could turn green, and then you don't have to keep going around and catching any of the little tiny spots that maybe you missed. So getting some Pokemon that has rain makes it much easier to get everything green. But in this instance, it'll definitely soften up the soil so that we can get Onyx out and we can get the Pokemon Center up and running. And it looks like the professor is indicating that maybe obviously we need a Pokemon. Oh, Slowpoke. So Slowpoke can make it rain, but we just need to find Slowpoke. Might be able to make it rain. So where would Slowpoke be? Slowpoke likes sleeping in tall grass near the sea. So we need to head out to the water to see if we can find Slowpoke. And maybe the professor will help guide us over to that area. So just let's take a walk out to the water and see if we can't find Slowpoke. I've headed out to the sea to see if I can have a good space to plant some of the high grass in the sand. And this doesn't seem to be working in this area. So let's head down over here along the water. Yeah, I can get that going. I can make this little spot here. And we need to freshen it up with a little bit of water, because otherwise it's not going to go anywhere. So let's get that going. Alright, so we've made a little area there that maybe one of our Slowpoke can show up in, but maybe it's not close enough to the water. Let's head down here. It looks like our fish is still having some trouble. What is wrong with him? Magikarp? I thought I had put his little home area together with the little stool and the fishing rod, but maybe we need to adjust it. So let's head over. Maybe that'll help with receiving Slowpoke here. So let's head over there. We'll move the little stool so that it's in a little better place for Magikarp. So let's put this here. No. There we go. All right. Okay, I think, yes, that's it. So you just need to be careful of your placement. And I do see the grass is shaking in the distance, so I wonder if we're going to get Slowpoke in that section. So let's go head over there and see if we don't get our Slowpoke. So we're going to inspect this. And our fish is just so impatient. I feel like him flopping around makes him feel so impatient. Like, me, 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 me. I want attention. What about me? It looks like we have met Slowpoke, so we have found him. And No, I don't think that we've met before. I don't recall, but maybe Ditto in a past life has met you before, and Slowpoke will make it rain. He can bring about water, healing, lots of water, cleanliness. So, but again, his name is Slowpoke for a reason, because it takes him forever to get across to where we can talk to the professor and introduce him so that we can maybe get Slowpoke to make some rain. And the way that you make Slowpoke make rain is he needs to yawn. And the other thing is Slowpoke doesn't like the rough stones, so you need to fix that and also give stairs for him to go up, because he can't hop up to the, from one block to the other. So we are going to have to put some stairs in so that he can make his way over to where the professor is. So I had put a bunch of stairs up so he could make it. It took forever for Slowpoke to get over here. And we're just going to ask Slowpoke if he can make it rain. But the problem is getting enough water in the area so that Slowpoke can actually make it rain. And I am having some trouble with that, so we're going to work that out. It's not raining. Slowpoke, we need some rain. And his current yawn, so when Slowpoke yawns, because you can ask Slowpoke to yawn, he does have to be at 100% in order to get rain. It needs to be a full 100% yawn, not a 70% yawn. So I've been trying to move some of the water a little closer to where he is, because you can't ask Slowpoke to go closer to the water. The humidity has to make its way over to where he is. So just kind of moving a lot of that water. Obviously, you can fix that later, but I don't feel like I'm very good at moving the water where it needs to go without drowning, as Ditto. So we are on our way to create or rebuild the Pokemon Center. So we have gone through a couple of stages to help make things, a little bit more humidity, so that Slowpoke, when he yawns, will bring some more water. So there are some tasks here. We're going to do a rain dance with Squirtle, and there's a couple of items that you need. If you don't already have them, you may need to buy them from the shop. So I went ahead and put that together. We did a rain dance, and then I had another task with Bulbasaur, just one more with him, that got us to a point where we got a little bit of rain, and Slowpoke was able to yawn and give us, I think, like 2 seconds of rain. So we were able to get him to 80%, and in the midst of him giving, or 80 points, in the midst of him yawning and only being able to give us, we got up to 80 points, there was a big growl that was coming from the ocean. So if you go down to the ocean, you'll have a giant helper who is going to help with the water situation so that we can get Onyx out. So we have a bulldozer Pokemon so that he can help with the Pokemon Center and get that built. So we're running out here to the ocean so that we can see this character, this other Pokemon that is new. We haven't seen him before. He's going to be critical in helping us to get enough rain for a period of time to soften up the clay that's around Onyx so that we can get him to help build our Pokemon Center. So we're going to go down here and have a chat with him to see what he has to say and if he's going to be helpful. So let's go ahead down here to the boardwalk and have a chat. Very large. He can eat me. He's so big. So this is Kyogre. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correct. But he seems pretty friendly. He's really excited to make it rain. He was a little startled by us making rain, so we tried to stopped it from making rain. But we really need the rain so that we can get Onyx. Mainly, he could stay in there for a long time, locked up in there. But we do need Onyx's skills to build the Pokemon Center, and I have all of the supplies. We have all of the Pokemon. That's the only one that we're needing there. So with Kyogre? Kyogre. How about Kyogre? You'll let me know. Put it in the messages if I'm saying that correctly. But with his help, we're going to get some of this rain desperately needed, and we'll see what results from that. So great news. He was able to help us get he or she was happy to help us get the rain going. We've got this going. I did run over. I didn't have the video. I guess I didn't record. But I did go over to Onyx. I was easily able to move the clay that was in there and bring him back, ask him to follow me over to the Pokemon Center so that we could go ahead and get that built. So that was the last Pokemon that I needed in order to create the Pokemon. So these are kind of all the steps that I had to go through. It's quite, I would say, quite the task. Because it felt a little frustrating at first of trying to get Slowpoke to yawn enough, and really it wasn't going to be enough. You needed to have get to the step where you were going to have Kyogre help with giving the rain. So continue to do your levels. It will take until tomorrow. It didn't really say how many hours for the Pokemon Center. It just said it would be ready for tomorrow, the following day. So, and when I started the game up the following day, it was all ready to go. So I've woken up from my slumber for overnight. I currently have a little bit of a cold, so bear with me. And I am super excited to see if I possibly have the Pokemon Center is ready and finished. Because of our steps that we've gone through, we're going to have more ripples in the water to get more crafts. And here we go. That is a wrap on the construction. They have it covered in a lot of bamboo and coverage so that you can't really see what it is yet until the ultimate reveal. But we're going to go back around the front here and ask them to go ahead and let us see the final result of the Pokemon Center. So I hope this is helpful in how long it takes to get the Pokemon Center going and getting that built. You do have quite a few quests to complete in order to have that finished. So I am so excited that this is finally completed. It's been, obviously you have this wreckage of a building still sitting there waiting to be completed. So that is a wrap. Those are all the steps. Obviously, my first video shows the introduction of some of the Pokemon, but you need quite a few of the Pokemon to help build the Pokemon Center. So you obviously need to befriend them, and then there's quite a few quests even after being introduced to Slowpoke with Bulbasaur and Squirtle. Those are your two key Pokemon after you meet Slowpoke to help you get to the step where you get to meet Kyogre in order to help get the rain so that you can get Onyx. He can bring over and help with the Welcome Center. So thank you for coming to my channel. I appreciate you going on this part 2 journey with me in Pokopia and getting to the point where we could finally have this Welcome Center finished. I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.